on a Saturday night from downtown Danbury, Connecticut. We're inside the Danbury Ice Arena for the second game of a 9-game homestand. The Hat-Tricks and River Sharks, the second game of the weekend set. Hello, Hat-Tricks fans. Doug Latuca with you. Thanks so much for joining us. The one and only 6 p.m. start of the season for the Hat-Tricks at home. Bit of an experiment the Hat-Tricks are running, seeing if the fans want to pop out an hour early. You know what that means? You get to leave the arena an hour early. Maybe grab some ice cream on the way home. Whatever it may be, you have an opportunity to do so with an extra hour on your plate. It just means Hat-Tricks hockey comes to you live an hour early. Doug Latuca with you here on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network. Game 2 of this weekend set. Last night, eventful to say the least. Hat-Tricks commanded the first 39 minutes or so. 3-0 lead. The captain, Johnny Ruiz, leading the way as he has all season. Had 2 goals and an assist. Hat-Tricks had that 3-0 lead for Ruiz. 5 straight games with a point. 10 during that span, 6 goals and 4 assists. And since the birth of his child, played 4 games, 9 points. It's 3-0. Then a familiar name, Dustin Gesso, got on the board with just 3 seconds left in the second period. Made it 3-1. It was a power play goal and a point shot. Weaved its way through the bodies and into the back of the net. Then the River Sharks, about 5 minutes into that third period, crept a bit closer. Made it a 1-goal game on Stephen Klink's goal, which made it 3-2 at the time. And Stephen Klink, the Elmira leader in offense this season. He is at the top of the goals, assists, and points this season is Klink for the River Sharks. And he seems to always find the score sheet against the Hat-Tricks at 4 goals the last time the teams met back on February 10th prior to last night's contest. Hat-Tricks held on in the last 15 minutes of the third period. 3-2 victory, picked up points 56, 57, and 58 on the season. They're right on the tails of Motor City for second place in the Empire Division, 7 points back. Time for the anthem here at the Danbury Ice Arena.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, at this time, we ask that you stand and remove your caps. Direct your attention to the flag as we honor those who protect our freedom. Singing the national anthem, please welcome Candlewood Elementary.
Candlewood Elementary School with the national anthem. 6 p.m. start. Coming to you an hour early on a Saturday night, typically 7 p.m. Alert your friends. Make sure they're tuned in right here on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network because the puck drops shortly. There will be a pregame ceremony for one of the more beloved Danbury hat tricks over the last couple of seasons. He holds the franchise record in games dressed for goaltenders. Frankie McLendon was acquired via trade from Carolina a couple of weeks back. He is the starting goaltender. He does not know that a ceremony is upcoming to celebrate his time here in Danbury. Should be an exciting tribute as the Candlewood Elementary School students file off the ice. Frankie, a champion with the hat-tricks last season, started the campaign with Danbury, has bounced around to a couple of teams, and is in the net tonight for the River Sharks. Elmira starting with Dominic Dumas, Darius Davidson, and Stephen Klink. Mark Pozar is on defense with Cody Rogers. Frankie McLendon is in net. As for the hat tricks, it's the top line: John Scully, Johnny Ruiz, Daniel McKittrick, with Josh LaBelle and Steve Brown on defense. Connor McCullum is in net for the second consecutive night, and he started for the last 5 games. A couple of puck drops, ceremonial puck drops. Some of the fans coming out on the ice.
Look at this kid. There he is. Check out that video board. Some highlights of Jay's. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
As they continue to sift through the ceremonial puck drops, and here is the presentation. When they play the video, I'll have it queued up for you as well, and we'll follow along with what's going on here inside the arena.
Fans, I need everybody's attention. I need you all to check out the video board, but especially I need the guy down there wearing number 35 in white to check out the video board.
And let's listen in.
This logo down the left wing, now towards the center. Tate Leeson has it fall off his pickup, skate, shoot. He also hits the iron. Slow pace, walking in to the backhand, another save, McLendon. Dangling with the stick, picks a corner, and McLendon with the shoulder. Gullo skating in. He'll walk in, shoot, another save, McLendon. Gonna walk in with speed. He'll go to the backhand, and his shot wide. Speed right down the center, past the dash marks, stops, and a paddle save by McLendon. Past the dash marks, picks his corner, and a glove save. Wild shoots, and McLendon makes the save. Goes by, shoots, and rings the iron. The hat tricks win.
That was a shootout win for the hat tricks. Frankie McLendon made 10 saves in a 10-round shootout to win it for the hat tricks. One of his signature victories. 85 games dressed with the hat tricks, the most all-time in hat tricks history for a goaltender, a champion last year, and he is being honored now on the ice. Embracing with the hat tricks captain, Johnny Ruiz. Standing ovation from the fans here at the Danbury Ice Arena. Once again, this was not known by anybody. Nobody knew except for the people in the front office of the Danbury Hat Tricks, and a couple of words.
Danbury, just for the weekend. From all the fans and from Peach Wave, we want to be sure that you know that you are always welcome, an honorary member of Free Peach Wave, just like all our hat tricks here. So you will always be one of us. It's been a joy getting to know you, and feel free.
Frankie McLendon given free Peach Wave, just like the hat tricks players get. And here are some words.
Danbury was home for 3 years. I call this my second home, so I appreciate you guys.
Lots of love between Frankie McLendon and the Danbury Hat Tricks fan base. He gets the nod tonight This is 28th game of the season. Enters with a 7-2-1 record, a 315 goals against average, and a 914 save percentage. On the other end, it's Connor McCullum. This is 30th start of the year, 16-9-3, with a 312 goals against average. His save percentage at 913. Fourth start in the last 5 games for McCullum. Second game of the weekend set, and we are off and running inside the Danbury Ice Arena. Hat-trick start with the top line of Johnny Ruiz, Daniel McKittrick, and John Scully. It's Steve Brown and Josh LaBelle manning the back end. Steve Brown back in the lineup, re-signed to a 4-game PTO. Ruiz fakes a slap shot, shoots! Save McLendon, and no rebound. Johnny Ruiz had himself quite a night last night. 3 points, 2 goals, and an assist, all happening in the first 2 periods. Hat-tricks were scoreless in the back half of last night's contest. Held on at a 3-2 victory over the River Sharks. Tonight, marking the 8th meeting of the year out of 12 between these two teams. And the second of a 3-game weekend for the Hat-tricks. Hat-tricks change up the forwards. Harwell, who scored last night in his return, hadn't played since January 20th. Out there with Nick DiNicola and Connor Woolley. Harwell pries the puck free, surveys, wanders towards the point, drops off, wrist shot blocked in front, and it spits out to the blue line. Yao, dangling, gains the line, 2-on-1. Yao fans, gets it back in front, and swiping it away was Rasmus Asp, the big Elmira defenseman, and kept this game scoreless. 2 shots for the Hat-tricks and 2 saves for the former Danbury goaltender, Frankie McLendon. Zinchenko slips it for Falanga, who returns to the lineup, was out with an illness yesterday. He centers the third line with Juwan Davis. Falanga rings it off the iron. Zinchenko, Falanga, and Davis, the third grouping of forwards for the Hat-tricks. Danbury dressing 10 forwards and 6 defensemen. Glove save by McLendon. Last night, it was Sammy Bernard manning Elmira's goal. Stopped 39 of 42 hat-trick shots in that 3-2 Danbury win. River Sharks have won the more recent matchups with the Hat-tricks as of late. 3 of the last 5, Elmira has been in front. But Hat-tricks getting the job done yesterday. McKittrick, a big reason why, had 2 assists, both on Ruiz goals. Savros Soilis clanks it off the glass, glove down by LaBelle. And McLendon steers it to his deep defenseman. It's chipped in. Brett Parker in pursuit, swoops around the net. Checked by Ruiz, reverses course, eludes the check of LaBelle. Parker shoots off the outside of the goal. And LaBelle, headman Scully, who ramps it out to center. 2.5 minutes gone, first period, no score. Second game of the weekend set. Hat-tricks back in action tomorrow afternoon against Binghamton. That's a 3 p.m. start, first Sunday game of the year. And for fans in attendance of that one, you can skate with the Hat-tricks once the final buzzer sounds. If you don't have skates, we can provide them for you. Great opportunity to interact with the players. Second line back out for the Hat-tricks. Harwell, low to high, and a penalty called. The Hat-tricks had possession of the puck, but it is MJ Markle going back to the penalty box. So Markle, who was penalized 3 times last night commits the first infraction of this game, about 3 minutes and 15 seconds in to the action. Hat-tricks were 1 for 6 last night on the man advantage. They have power play goals in 4 straight games. 10 for their last 49, thanks in large part to a 9 power play goal effort in Watertown last weekend. LaBelle point shot directed wide, scooped up in the corner by Ruiz. Tie up in front, Harwell, who notched a power play goal last night, locates Ruiz, kept in by LaBelle at the left point. Fluttered down low, Harwell slides it for Ruiz, bouncing puck. Scully clanks it off the netting. And the faceoff remains to the right of McLendon.
That's right, Banner Night is tonight. At the end of the first period,
Hat-tricks with 5 power play goals on 45 tries versus Elmira through the first 7 games this season.
That's Banner Night tonight at the end of the first period.
Danbury still 9th in the FPHL on the power play. Elmira is 8th. 30 seconds off the power play clock. LaBelle across to McKittrick. Return LaBelle straight away. Slap shot off the iron. Spits to McKittrick. He walks in, wrists one over the right crossbar. Clear attempt. LaBelle walks the line, fires, they score! Scully got a piece, his 5th power play goal of the season, and the Hat-tricks take a 1-0 lead. John Scully, Mr. Power Play. 5th goal of the year, all on the man advantage. Five straight games with a power play goal for the Hat-tricks. And about 4 minutes in, it's 1-0. Right off the draw, puck pops up in the air. Henning to DiNicola, logjam along the near boards. It's chipped over the glove of Henning. Abdella sprints after it, chasing him, Davidson. They collide in the corner. Wobbling puck, swept at, in the slot, Klink shoots, save McCullum, it pops over the goal. Woolley with some room to operate, streaks up the right side, lofts it looking for DiNicola. Powell and DiNicola. They collided in the corner, and the River Sharks move out with it. Cross ice pass, Klink, wrist shot deflected, steered away by McCullum. Brown out there with LaBelle. Davis chipped it over the stick of Klink. Races into the zone, shoots it wide. Davis around Powell, stops the puck's momentum. It's angled for Klink and intercepted by Falanga at center. Falanga dishes off too far for Zinchenko. Yao springs it back into the Elmira zone. Powell at the red line slings it in. McCullum out of the net, keeps it ringing around the boards, helped by Yao, turned over in the slot. Gaeta shoots wide. Davide Gaeta back on it, second on the team in points. Point shot, blocked. Rogers creeps off the mask of McCullum. He recoils in the corner, spins. Left point Pozar shoots, blocked. Hit Yao or Dustin Gesso of Elmira. Gesso, who scored last night, former Hat-trick, wrist shot, scores! He did it to the Hat-tricks last night. He gets the River Sharks on the board tonight, and the game is tied a little more than 6 minutes in. The Hat-tricks got on the board with a power play goal at 4:09. Scully from LaBelle and Harwell. And Dustin Gesso continues his hot scoring against the Hat-tricks. Mentioned last night, he's the opposite of a fan favorite here in Danbury. His time with the Hat-Tricks did not end well. A couple of seasons in Danbury. Scored last night on the power play to give Elmira some momentum and does it here tonight. Ruiz wheels around the net. His pocket was picked by Asp. Trickling puck into the hat-trick zone. Parker in pursuit. And the puck is chipped up into the netting. 1-1. About 7 minutes gone. First period. Scully on the power play at 4:09. And Gesso getting Elmira right back in it. 1-1. We'll be back here on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network. Fans, stop by TK's American Cafe on White Street in Danbury and try one of their 76 amazing wing flavors. Visit tksamericancafe.com for more information. Danbury Parking Authority. Park in the Patriot Garage across the street from the Danbury Ice Arena. It's safe, secure, and legal. Make sure the only ticket you get is to the game. Danbury Chiropractic and Wellness. Dr. Jared DiLorenzo is a proud member of the Danbury Hat-Tricks medical team. Stop by and see them on North Street in downtown Danbury. Feeling good is an option, and they can get you there. Buzz 8 Appliance Scratch and Dent Outlet is the local leader for appliances and household wares. Do you like to eat? They have a refrigerator. Do you want clean clothes? They have a washer. They got it all. It's Buzz 8 Appliance. Coltech, the founder of Plastic Chamber Technology, is headquartered locally in Brookfield. Coltech is family-owned and operated with experience in the drainage industry dating back to the 50s. When you're talking drainage and storm... Welcome back to the Danbury Ice Arena. 13 minutes to play, first period. Hat-Tricks and River Sharks. We apologize for getting back late to the game action. Here's Stephen Klink into the offensive zone, flips it in front, deflected off the left pad of McCullum. Davidson's try steered away. Asp fires. It was blocked. Klink has his stick on the ground, leaning over, gets back into play. Appears to be shaken up. Harwell dishes for Woolley. Wrist shot, wide. And Asp darts up the left side. Handing off Klink, cuts in, shot, save, rebound. Klink flipped it through the legs, wide. DiNicola scoops it up far side. Yao zigzagging through center, backhand toss. McLendon out of the net. Hands off for Pozar. Banked it off the board. Scully pushes for McKittrick, gains the line. Goes wide, shoots, glove save. No problem for McLendon. Shots even at 5. Score 1-1 in the second game of 3 for the Hat-Tricks this weekend. They welcome Binghamton tomorrow at 3 p.m. The goal, Dustin Gesso at 6:08. Assisted by Gaeta. And Newman ties the game. Scully down low, Ruiz deflected it wide. Was tied up, net side, whistle blows. Puck was on top of the back of the net.
Special welcome to the game from Woodbury, Connecticut. He just set a personal record with 400-pound deadlift. Buckets Lipinski is here. Buckets Lipinski.
Hat-Tricks have won 3 consecutive games. That was after Danbury dropped 5 straight and 6 of 8. Danbury got back on track last weekend in Watertown, 7 of 9 points. Lost the first game in overtime 3-2, but 2 decisive wins on Saturday and Sunday. Got the Hat-Tricks back on track. And they grabbed 3 points last night in that 3-2 win over the River Sharks. Scully chasing after it. Rogers met him, fluttered in front. Skated to safety, Hat-Tricks take it away. Centering pass, battled for, banged off the boards, bouncing puck. Gaeta playing catch with Newman. The play is offsides. Danbury situated in 3rd place in the Empire Division. 7 points behind the Rockers for second place. Elmira 15 behind the Hat-Tricks for third. River Sharks more concerned with Watertown, who sits just 5 points behind them for that fourth and final playoff spot. 4 of the 5 teams make it to the Empire. And while Elmira at one point was way in the basement, they've been on a bit of a heater. Before the loss last night, they were playing some inspired hockey. They had won back-to-back games in 5 of their previous 6 before falling last night. Harwell turned, shoots, snagged McLendon, and no rebound. Fans still filing in, 6 p.m. puck drop. First time all season. Danbury has Harwell, DiNicola, Woolley, LaBelle, and Brown on the ice. Left circle draw. Harwell wins it to DiNicola. Up top, LaBelle. Slap shot. Fanned on. Klink got his stick in there to nullify the chance. Woolley handing off Harwell. Pass in front too hard for Woolley to handle. DiNicola keeps it alive. Sweeps it to the near corner. Harwell ran into the official. Pozar with plenty of real estate. Hands off Klink. Wrist shot. Airmailed it. It rims all the way around, and Rogers tracks it down. Hat-Tricks make partial changes. Rogers turns back. Weaves out of trouble. Midway point, first period, 1-1. Scully started the scoring at 4:09 on the power play. Gesso answered at 6:08. LaBelle tape to tape Scully. Slides it McKittrick to the net. Ruiz! Too hot to handle. Bangs off the boards. McKittrick picks it away. Walks the wall in front off the pad of McLendon. And it's swept all the way down where Yao resets in his zone. Shots are 8-5 Hat-Tricks. 1-1 game. Number 40 out of 56 of the regular season for both teams. Ruiz closed off along the boards by Asp. Slow to get to his feet. River Sharks the other way. Gesso wrists one off the blocker of McCullum. Gaeta around the net, pass in front, shot fluttered wide. Asp keeps it moving. Gesso for Gaeta out in front. Yao pitchforked it away. Gaeta back on it. His pass glanced off the skate of the official. Tetro upended behind the net. Gaeta surveys. Up top, Marco, wrist shot blocked. A River Shark down in front. I believe that is Gesso, and it is. As the officials tend to him in front of the Hat-Tricks net. Danbury might be penalized when we come back. Media timeout, 1-1 the score. Hat-Tricks hockey on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network. Coca-Cola is the official beverage of the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Our Coke will make you smile. Fairfield County Bank, the official bank of the Danbury Hat-Tricks. It's where the Hat-Tricks bank and the tellers wear the Danbury Hat-Tricks top hat. Fairfield County Bank is the hometown bank of the Danbury Hat-Tricks and are proud to support their hometown team. Texas Roadhouse, located on Newtown Road in Danbury, opened its doors locally in 2017 and is known for hand-cut steaks, cactus blossom, fall-off-the-bone ribs made from scratch sides, and fresh-baked bread. The restaurant prides itself on its legendary food, legendary service, and legendary fun. La Quinta. For a comfortable stay with great amenities, the only choice is the La Quinta by Wyndham in Danbury. Ask for the Hat-Tricks Friends and Family rate. You can't beat it. La Quinta. Diversified Printing Solutions in Danbury is the Hat-Tricks official printing partner. You want it printed? Call Tina and let them get it inked up for you. DPS Printing Solutions. They can do it all. Locally owned and printed on paper from Connecticut trees. Hat-Tricks 1, River Sharks 1. 8:38 to go, first period. River Sharks granted their first power play of the night. Hat-Tricks were successful on their first chance. Started the scoring at 4:09. Scully with a tip in front on the LaBelle point shot. River Sharks have since tied the game up. So right circle face-off. Powell plays catch with Gesso, who drew the penalty right before the break. Inside Davidson, slapped it wide. The penalty on Tetro for cross-checking. Elmira keeps it alive in the offensive zone. Rimmed around Gesso, pitchforks it in deep. LaBelle's clear, pinballs to Yao. Head manning is Zinchenko. Leads the team with 3 shorthanded goals. 30 seconds gone on the power play. River Sharks 1 for 3 last night against the Hat-Tricks. Gesso had it with time ticking down in the second. Pass in front, kicked out by McCullum. His toughest stop of the night. This season, the Hat-Tricks have allowed 5 power play goals in 37 tries against Elmira through the first 7 games. It's about 86%. Danbury on the season overall, killing off opponent power plays about 81% of the time. That's 4th in the FPHL. Gesso receives, dishes off Davidson. Feathered across, too far for Gesso. Tangled up with Abdella. Picked it free. Open man Davidson in front. Gesso ups to send it up top. At the right point, walking down the wall, Parker shoots. Glances off the glove. Around the net, inside, flubbed wide. Rebound off the post, and it's poked in. It's Trevor Newman, his first professional goal in his second game with Elmira. And the River Sharks take their first lead of the night, 2-1 with 7 to play in the first. So both teams successful on the power play early on. Back-to-back games with a power play goal for the River Sharks. 4 consecutive on the man advantage for the Hat-Tricks. And Elmira, who never led last night, holds a 1-goal advantage. More than midway through the opening period. Hat-Tricks with Falanga, Davis, Tetro, and Yao on the ice. Hamalayan did not practice all week, was dressed last night, but did not play. This is first shift tonight. Dress is the extra forward, has been transitioning to forward. Started the year on defense, but was very productive in the limited action at forward. Then was nicked up a bit, back in the lineup. Yao self-pass, chases after it. Yao around the net, centers. Woolley keeps in. Across to Tetro. At the left circle, shoots. Pad save McLendon. Yao shielding the puck. Up top, Hamalayan. Angles it off the boards. Harwell in pursuit, wins the battle, turns, pass across for Woolley. Stick lifted. He fumbles, regains. Woolley wheels it below the goal line. Hamalayan touches for Harwell. Harassed from behind. Abdella keeps, shoots, deflected. McLendon barely reacted to it. And a whistle. And a high stick called.
Banner Day participants, Banner Day contestants.
Soilis and Hamalayan jawing at each other near the blue line.
Banner Day contestants.
I believe the puck was touched with a high stick. Will not result in a penalty. Soilis and Hamalayan dispersed by the officials. ZP providing a bit of a spark. Hat-Tricks started quick. Scully, his 5th power play goal of the season, but the River Sharks with the last 2 goals have the lead. Heading paired with Abdella. Head coach Billy McCreary changing up the lines, specifically on the back end. Was forced to do so with just 5 defensemen last night. Hat-Tricks with 3 pairs tonight, with Brown reinserted. Harwell darts up the left side on the backhand to the net. Shot stopped. Might have glanced off the mask of McLendon. The other way, Gaeta flips it for Gesso. Hops around. Henning. Staple to the boards. Henning locates in his skates. Ponders. Flips it for Woolley. Gets positioning on Gaeta. Pocket pick Newman. Slid off his stick. One-timer scores! Gesso is second of the night. Clapped it over the glove of McCullum. River Sharks 3, Hat-Tricks 1. And Dustin Gesso, enemy number 1 inside the Danbury Ice Arena. He's getting the last laugh right now. Shots are even at 10. But Elmira leading 3-1. Do the Hat-Tricks have a response? They send out the top line. LaBelle for Scully. One-handed it into the shin pad of Rogers. Second opportunity into the Elmira zone. Clear attempt kept in. Scully had McKittrick flash open in front. Instead, it's Davidson right side at the circle. Shoots! Toes save McCullum. Dumas closed off by LaBelle. Ruiz sends it around, and McKittrick cleared. It was sent right back in with 4:20 on the clock, opening period. River Sharks 3, Hat-Tricks 1. The Hat-Tricks got off to a quick start. Dustin Gesso with 2 goals. Quieted the crowd a bit. Hat-Tricks hoping it was anyone else. Pamelayan dropping off for Tetro. Nifty at the line. Slips it for Yao. Lost possession, and Powell angles it off the boards. Pamelayan. Quick up, Yao. Steps over the line. Up the left wing. Shoots. Deflected. It bangs around. Tetro. High to low. Falanga. Return for Tetro. Fakes the shot. Walks the wall. Wrist shot. Glanced off of Parker. A battle for it. It squirts out. Davis a step slow. And Yao pulls it in. Flips it in. Hat-Tricks getting a change. Soilis was wide open at the blue line with Danbury making changes. River Sharks do not take advantage. And Harwell circles back in the zone. Abdella parked behind the net. Henning joins him on defense. Hat-Tricks cycling, outlet pass to DiNicola. The handoff, Harwell in front. Woolley scores! Tic-tac-toe through the neutral zone. 1-goal game. DiNicola to Harwell, and Woolley finishes it off. A thing of beauty. DiNicola at the Hat-Tricks logo at center. Tapped it for Harwell up the right wing. And Woolley had a step and did not miss it. No chance for McLendon. And the Hat-Tricks, who had surrendered 3 straight goals, have one back and find themselves in a 1-goal hole. 5 goals in this first period, still 2:40 to play. Puck tipped in, shoveled on by McKittrick, and McLendon covers. Back and forth affair. Elmira in front, 3-2. Final 2:30 when we come back on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network. Dr. Matt Hartsburg is an official member of the Danbury Hat-Tricks medical team. Hartsburg Chiropractic is cutting-edge chiropractic care right here in your backyard. Check out Hartsburg Chiropractic and get on the road to a pain-free hockey season. Blue Light Electric is a proud sponsor of the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Blue Light Electric happily provides service to all parts of Connecticut, performing high-quality electrical work for residential and commercial properties. Blue Light Electric is always accepting new customers. Litchfield Distillery. It's the spirit of hard work. The Batchers of Litchfield Distillery, in honor of the early farmers of Northwest Connecticut, present to you the locally made Litchfield Distillery bourbon, vodka, and gin. Grab a beverage at the Rabbit Hole and hoist the barrel with the Hat-Tricks. Stony Hill Dental Care has served as the leader and preferred provider of dental care in Bethel, Connecticut. Go see Dr. K. He'll make you look like $1,000,000 and feel like it too. The official team dentist of the Danbury Hat-Tricks. A truck race early inside the Danbury Ice Arena. River Sharks 3, Hat-Tricks 2. Danbury had the opening goal about 4 minutes in on the power play. River Sharks rattled off 3 straight to create a 2-goal advantage. Hat-Tricks have gotten one back. 3-2 the score. LaBelle chopping at the puck, bounces to Scully, and slides out to neutral ice. Brown angled it off the board, sent right back to him. Second try, Gesso pries it free, has 2 goals already in this period. 3 goals on the weekend. Scully fires it across the ice. Markle retrieves, D-to-D Asp. 2 minutes to play, opening period. Gesso corrals at the right point, slides it for Newman, around DiNicola, weaving at the blue line. Yao intercepts. Zigzagging through, took a stick up high. We play on. Harwell. Headman's Woolley. Hat-Trick start the breakout from left to right. Yao looking for help. Pass it front. Tetro tipped it wide. Looking for his first pro goal. Pass wobbles all the way back into the Hat-Trick zone. A race for it. Woolley pestered by Klink. Yao, one of the Hat-Trick's defensemen, got back, and Harwell rims it around. Danbury making changes. Approaching a minute left in the period. Abdella settles a bouncing puck. Cross ice Henning. Return Abdella. Henning very familiar with the River Sharks this season. This is 13th game against Elmira. Started the season with Watertown before being acquired by the Hat-Tricks. Playing out there with Abdella, who missed the Watertown series last weekend. Did in fact play yesterday. One of the 5 Hat-Tricks defensemen dressed. 30 seconds left in the period. Woolley with the goal from Harwell and DiNicola. The second line doing it again for the Hat-Tricks. Falanga in the zone with 20. To the backhand. Around the net. Twirls back, double teamed. Abdella in deep. Zinchenko keeps it moving. Heading at the right point with 10. Flutters it towards goal. Battle for it behind the net. Posar tangled up. Final 3 seconds. Posar down on the ground. It squirts free. And that's it for the opening 20 minutes of play. Back and forth we went in the first 20. Hat-Tricks had control 4 minutes in. River Sharks with answers at 6:08, 12:59, and 14:51. Took a 3-1 lead. The Hat-Tricks climbing back to cut the deficit 2-1. Goal scorers in the period for the Hat-Tricks, Scully and Woolley. As for the River Sharks, Gesso twice and Newman on the power play. Both teams successful on the power play in that first period. Elmira and Danbury both 1 for 1.
All banner day contestants, please report
And
to
we
the
finish
ballot
off
box.
period number 1 of the
Please
second
report to the
game
ballot box.
of this weekend set, with the River Sharks in front 3-2. Well, if that's the type of offense we're going to see tonight, there's no reason why you should switch over your browser or go do something else. It should be a fun rest of the night. First and only 6 p.m. puck drop at home for the Hat-Tricks this season. And it's shaping up to be one of the more wacky contests of the season. 40 minutes of regulation still to play. It's banner night here in Danbury. All the banner contestants rolling their way out on the ice for the fans to vote on. But here on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network, we'll step aside. We played it last night, but if you missed it, let's hear from Hat-Tricks head coach and general manager Billy McCreary. This week's Catching Up with McCreary.
Hey, Hat-Tricks fans, welcome to another episode of Catching Up with McCreary. I'm Hat-Tricks broadcaster Doug Latuca with Hat-Tricks head coach and general manager Billy McCreary. Billy, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Can't complain, can't complain. A lot of home games coming up for the Hat-Tricks. It starts with 3 straight this weekend, Friday and Saturday against Elmira, then Sunday Binghamton comes to town. Let's backtrack a little bit to last weekend. Pretty successful trip for you guys to Watertown, 7 of a possible 9 points. What happened there? What did you feel? And what led to you guys coming away with a couple wins?
I just think the boys committed to really playing a simple game, and when we're simple, we're effective. And they competed hard throughout the weekend. It was good for us to get through that on a 3-game set, because you're going to have to go through that in a playoff type atmosphere. So that was kind of our focus. It was game 1, game 2, game 3 type of mindset for us. And we dropped game 1 in overtime, so we knew we had to buckle down. And the guys certainly made that decision, and you saw the results.
You guys had a bit of a losing skid. You mentioned the overtime loss. On Saturday and Sunday, completely different story. Offense came alive in both of those games, the power play specifically. Was there a specific moment from that weekend where you saw kind of a flip of the switch and a change into more of Hat-Tricks hockey and everyone feeling a little more comfortable out there?
I think it was just our process on Saturday morning. Again, we were going into Friday night with a mindset of, it's game 1 of the playoffs for us, and we wanted to win that game and get off on the right foot, and we dropped it. So, we knew we were in a win or die type of situation. That's how they approached it. That's how we approached it. And you certainly saw that Saturday night. And I thought the guys did a really good job on Sunday, just replicating that same effort. But again, it's their mindset. It was game 3. It wasn't game 40 for us. Mm-hmm. It was game 3 of the playoffs, and really focused in and doing the job, and we're able to close out that series.
Yeah, 3 straight games on the road in Watertown. And we had mentioned sort of that rough patch where you guys weren't coming away with victories. What was different about last weekend as a whole, those 3 games, as opposed to some of the previous series where the result might not have been in your favor?
Yeah, I think, through this course of the season, the last couple of weeks for us has really been a bit of a grind. And, you never make excuses in this game, but you also have to look at the realities. And, you look at the guys that we have out of the lineup, they're all, huge pieces to our puzzle. And, we're figuring out that next man up type of mentality. And again, the simplicity is really key for us when that situation arises. So I think it took us some time to kind of learn how to play a little bit of a more simple game. And the process started to kind of really work there last weekend in Watertown. And I think you're able to see that there.
And even with a couple of absences in the lineup from things that happened earlier on in the weekend, you guys still prevailed and still put up some big numbers. Some of those physical altercations, specifically at the end of some of those bigger victories for you guys on Saturday night, there were some extracurriculars towards the end of the game. Just thoughts on that and trying to keep your guys safe going into the rest of the year.
I mean, listen, it's nothing that our organization hasn't seen previously. Our first couple of years, that's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of year 2 up in Watertown, and you got Divine running around up there and taking liberties on people, and now he's doing that in the East Coast League. And we didn't have guys to match that at that point in time, so we went out and found Amesbury, and that's a big reason why we brought Ames in. And he was obviously one of the best, if not the best, at kind of protecting our players. And I think you also see what we're going through now that Ames is out of the mix, right? Teams are going to try to start to take some liberties. They're going to try to take some runs, and we got a good skilled hockey club, and it's a young group. It's a group that's driven to be the best professionals they can. So they're going to give their all. They're going to give their best. And when we get ourselves into situations where we are up 5-1, we're really going to rely on the officials to kind of tighten things up and make sure that our guys, aren't receiving the brunt of the injuries like we saw last weekend with, a broken collarbone and a concussion. And, it's stuff that we're going to have to adjust to, but we've been there before as an organization. We're either going to have to trust that the league can protect the players, or we're going to have to go out and find the next guy to do it.
It seems like a theme in the league is somewhat playing shorthanded. It seems like you guys have been down in the lineup almost every single game. It's been a very few games where you've had a full lineup. How tough is that now that we're 30-plus games into the season? In the beginning of the year, you guys were still putting pieces together. Now you've played more than halfway through the season, and now you're grinding through. You guys will play 2 3-game series over the next 2 weekends, plus 2 after that, and 3 after that. So now you guys are ramping it up. How difficult is it to just go in every game shorthanded at this point of the season?
It's real difficult, and what makes it more difficult is when we do it and we do things the right way, and you take the toll on your players' minds and bodies, and other teams don't do it. And you look at Friday night last week, and Watertown plays with a full roster when they should have been a man short like us. I don't know how something like that slips through the cracks, but it did. And, we had to work through that type of situation. It was unfortunately a 3-2 loss in overtime for us. But, again, I thought the guys responded really well. And at these levels, like, you're going to get curveballs, you're going to get sinkers, you're going to get things that happen out of the blue. And there's nothing that we can do. Doesn't matter if we stick to our process, we go through our process the right way or not. So we kind of adjusted, and night 2 is night 2, night 3 is night 3. So.
I spoke with John Scully earlier in the week, sort of a Swiss Army knife for you guys. Yeah. Whenever you need a forward, he's there. If you need someone to play defense, he's more than capable of doing that. Not sure if he can play any goalie. We haven't had to test that out yet, and don't think that you guys really want to. But how would you describe his role, and what does he bring to the team?
I mean, listen, Scully is just a guy that he's been around. He's one of those grizzled vets. He thinks the game at a high level. He's willing to play it and compete it at a high level. When you look at a lot of the success that he has, it's finishing in hard areas. It's getting himself into hard areas. He's willing to put his body through, that physical grind that it takes, net front, along the boards, winning those battles to keep pucks alive, to allow yourself to get back to the net, to then get a touch on a puck and bury a rebound. So he's been instrumental in helping, teach the simplicities of the game, and helping teach some of our other guys that you got to get to those areas if you really want to have success. And I think if you look at the success that our power play has had as of late, it's certainly not on just one guy. The power play's really been clicking. We've had some really nice plays out there, but a lot of our finish has been around the net, and it's been having bodies in front of the net, taking away the goalie's eyes, and scoring those playoff type of goals. So he's been instrumental in helping our guys kind of, go through that process, and somebody else is going to have that opportunity at some point. So you just look forward to the next man up type of mentality and success there.
Yeah, Scully with 2 power play goals last weekend, has 3 goals on the season, all of them on the power play, and all of them right in front of the net. Johnny Ruiz had 3 power play goals in the first 2 games for you, had 2 on Friday, 1 on Saturday. That unit obviously exploding. It's been the topic of conversation all season, really. I think people that have followed you guys specifically want to talk about Johnny, but want to now jump on the power play. If you followed in detail the trajectory of the power play, it's been a lot different as of late, as opposed to the beginning of the season where it was slow. And people will look at the numbers and see you guys are still 9th or 10th in the league at the bottom, but there has been improvement. You guys have been giving a bunch of opportunities. And as we've seen, when you cash in on the power play, you win by a large margin, right? You did it on Saturday, you did it on Sunday. So is there really anything different about the power play now than before, or is it just execution and going the extra mile to execute and make those plays happen?
Well, I think it's a couple things. I mean, we've made a couple adjustments that have just kind of naturally happened here, and at the same point, I think our guys are just very confident, and they're seeing that again, simplicity is really key, and not forcing plays, not trying to overhandle, not trying to do too much as an individual, but relying on the unit and the group as a whole. And I think when we do that, and when we compete, we put ourselves in the right spot. We have a ton of skill out there, and a lot of threats that can certainly do a lot of damage. So I think it was really a matter of buy-in, simplicity, and compete and getting pucks to the net within our simplicity, and the game will work itself out.
It's interesting how the race for the leaders on the power play kind of flip-flopped. Stoichevsky had caught Ruiz, then Ruiz exploding for a couple of goals last weekend, and he's leading the charge. Recently, a new dad, as was documented, missed a couple of games, comes back last weekend, is all over the score sheet. Something like dad power or something like that. I don't understand it quite yet. Still a little young for that. You might know a little bit about it. It's something where you've got someone else to play for now, and it just motivates you to keep on going.
A little bit more drive, a little bit more drive for sure. But no, I mean, it was great to see him click in, and he's a big piece of our offense. He's not the only piece, but he's a big piece. And when Johnny's firing, other teams have to key in on him, because he can win a game by himself. He can score 2, 3, or 4, and we can lock it down for 1 or 2, and game's over from there. So you got to take him away, and that helps our other players have a little bit more time and space and a little bit more fun there. So. I mean, it's great to have him back. I'm sure it was good for him to get a little bit of time away with the shortened rosters this year. It's tough to kind of get that energy bar back up after a weekend. So he had that week off there, and was able to be with his family. And the boys really have been stepping up and grinding it through. But that's what we do. We're a family. We'll pick each other up. And when Johnny came back, he was there to certainly get back to work, and it was great to see him, great to have him.
You guys play back-to-back weekends with 3 games, 11 games in 4 weekends. How do you get the players prepared for a stretch like that? Or are they pretty much used to this type of scenario from their background in hockey and just knowing the grind of the game?
Well, it just depends. I mean, if you're coming out of college, you don't really know the 3-and-3 too well. That's something that you kind of have to adjust to. But, I think our guys we've been in this situation before, and we handled it pretty well last weekend. I think for us throughout the week, the only thing that changes is kind of shortening practice a little bit. But, same energy, same intensity, same everything other than that. And hopefully the results will stay the same here this weekend.
We spoke about it the last time we sat down here in the Axtrix Lounge. More than midway through the season, we're approaching that final third of the year. Now you start looking at the standings, where you rank. There's only 5 teams in the Empire. 4 of them make it. You guys have been in 3rd place for the majority of the season, still trying to make your way back against the Rockers, who you will not see again this season. The push for the playoffs is here. What's the mindset going forward, knowing you might not even be able to really change your opponent, maybe just where the first couple of games are being played?
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that we're not able to see a team like Motor City and a team that we might face and probably will face in the playoffs. We're only going to play them twice, and we played them October, November. But listen, those are the curveballs that we're talking about, and the knuckleballs that we'll see. So the good thing, the positive, is that we just have to worry about us and focus on us, play our game. It doesn't matter the opponent that's in front of us. We need to take care of the points, and if we focus on us and we take care of what we can take care of, I believe we could catch them without even facing them. Yeah. So we have to focus on us, take care of us, take care of the points. That starts, Friday night against an Elmira team that kind of took us for 2 games a few weeks ago, and it's time to focus in on that.
Yeah, taking care of business. You can do that against the Empire this weekend. 3 games, 2 against Elmira, as you mentioned. Then Sunday, Binghamton is here. You mentioned those 2 games against Elmira. It's been sort of 2 halves, right? The first couple of games against the River Sharks, you dominated. The last 2 didn't quite go your way. What was different between those 2 games, the losses more recently, and the previous 4, where you guys had played particularly well, had 3 wins in those 4 games?
Yeah, I think the losses a couple weeks ago, I still thought we played a pretty good brand of hockey. I thought we carried the play for probably 3/4 of the game. I think defensively we were just a little bit loose in some certain moments, and you saw a couple times where we gave up back-to-back goals in a span of 2 or 3 shifts, right? And that's just it's our minds not being fully engaged. And again, we're short rosters, so guys are playing a lot of hockey, and the first thing to go when you're tired is your mind. We're learning here. It's all part of the process. And I think that was a big teaching point for us when we went through that. So again, it's really about buying into the simplicities of the game, learning from what we've learned in the past, and applying that to what we need to do here today.
Where do you think your team is right now as we do enter this push for the playoffs? How are you feeling about your group overall?
Good. I mean, we need to get healthy, and it'd be nice to get healthy. But I think if you look at the trajectory of our team, it's kind of been a steady rise. We've had a couple dips here and there, but when you go through what we go through, on the injury front and the call-ups and all of that kind of stuff, you're gonna have to ride through some of those times. So proud of the boys for the way they ride through it, and obviously we want to have another good weekend here on the backs of a good weekend last weekend, and just continue that steady climb. Kind of like our power play has done this year, is very similar to last year. Last year it was kind of in the bottom of the league, and then come playoff time it was, I think, first or second. So it's about sticking to the process, continuing to buy in, and continuing to just get better, more confident within who we are and taking care of us.
Debating asking this question because I feel like we could take up a whole edition of catching up with McCreary with this one question. We could. The question is, what are some of the differences between last year's team championship squad and this year? Maybe some challenges that you've run into. It seems like there are some differences that you guys have had to overcome. It seems like a couple more roadblocks in the way this year as opposed to last year.
Yeah, I mean, you could certainly break it down and be nitpicky and probably talk about it for hours if you wanted to. But, a couple things, like one, our schedule has been much different than it was last year. It's starting to take a turn for the better here, down the stretch. So we'll see how that kind of plays out. But, we've really only seen 3 or 4 teams all year. So, you can't, the good thing is you can't get away, you can't run, you can't hide, you got to get back up, you got to face it and find ways to have success. But the other thing would be, the depth, right? Like the roster size. We just have guys that are just grinding away. And, last year being able to carry 22, 23 people on the roster, if guys are fighting through stuff, you have the ability to rest them for a week and put a healthy body in there and continue that energy. And a lot of times this year, you see it through suspensions and injuries. We're playing short, and guys really have to kind of grind through, and they haven't been able to rest and regroup. So again, everybody has to go through it. We're not the only ones. That's just been the biggest change from last year. Is last year we were able to kind of stay healthy and get healthy at the right times. So that's why, it's important to get these guys healthy and get these guys back.
Totally. We'll skip the fill in the blank. We'll do another type of question. We've got a 9-game homestand coming up. Mention all these home games. You can get your tickets at danburyhattricks.com. In the month of March, there are 20 promotions, 7 games. I know we're in the back end of February, but this stretch coming up is going to be a lot of Danbury Hattricks hockey at home. We want to see you there. So, Coach, your message to the fans ahead of this homestand, what do you want to see from them, and how can you guys have a little bit of success?
Oh, I just want to see exactly what we want to see from the boys. We want to see energy, we want to see dedication, we want to see passion. Like, those are the things that we preach in our locker room, and those are things that come second nature for our fans. So guys have been kind of grinding through the road schedule and, grinding through the injuries, and, we do it to play in front of this group and in front of these fans in this building. And so to be home, in front of these guys, in front of our fans, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. So can't wait for Friday night and hope you guys have the same passion that we do.
Excited to see the energy Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here in Danbury. You can check out the promotional schedule, and you can buy tickets on our website at danburyhattricks.com.
A frenetic pace to period one. The middle stanza starts now. River Sharks 3, Hat-Tricks 2. Danbury got the party started at 4:09 on the power play. John Scully, his 5th of the season. Chase Harwell and Josh LaBelle with the assists. For LaBelle, he now has points in 5 straight games, 8 assists during that span, and now his 5th helper in 5 games versus Elmira. As for Harwell, it's points in back-to-back games, and he extends his point streak to 8 straight, has 8 points in the last 8 games. But the River Sharks tallied 3 consecutive goals, 2 on even strength, 1 on the power play. Gesso, then Newman, his first goal with the River Sharks, and Gesso again to make it 3-1. And then Woolley, net side, tapped it past the outstretched stick of Frankie McLendon. Familiar name, familiar face in the Danbury community. Former hat-trick and a Commissioner's Cup champion with the Hat-Tricks. Starting in goal for Elmira. You heard from head coach Billy McCreary. We appreciate him taking the time, as always, talking about the power play. Hat-Tricks have struck on the man advantage 4 straight games. And they are 11 for their last 50 on the power play. Both teams 1 for 1 on the man advantage thus far tonight. Teams flip sides. McCullum mans the right net. McLendon holds the fort down in the left net. Hat-Tricks start the top line. McKittrick, Ruiz, and Scully, with Brown and LaBelle paired on defense. And we are underway in period 2. Second game of the weekend set. Hat-Tricks play 3 overall this weekend. Binghamton comes to Danbury tomorrow. 3 o'clock puck drop. 7:30 last night, 6 o'clock tonight, and 3 tomorrow. Skate with the Hat-Tricks afterwards. If you don't have skates, we are more than happy to lend you a pair. Interact with the Hat-Tricks players after the final game of the 3-3 weekend. Hat-Tricks participate in another 3-3 next weekend. Port Huron is here for 3 straight games, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Scully, who has one of the Hat-Tricks goals, lofts it far side, dumped back in, and Brown retreats, reinstated in the lineup, signed a 4-game PTO yesterday. Hasn't made the full commitment to the Hat-Tricks this season, but when he is available, has been steady. One-time FPHL Defenseman of the Year. Big body on the back end. Hat-Tricks dressing 6 D-men tonight. Had just 5 yesterday. And we're very short-handed. Zach Pamelayan, suited up, did not play a shift. We have seen number 55 in orange tonight for 1 shift, dealing with a lower body injury, but giving it a go. Trevor Newman, one of the newest River Sharks, scored in the first period, his first professional goal. Woolley, who has Danbury's second score, to Harwell, backhander, glances off the glove of McLendon. Kept in Tetro, wheels it to the net, deflected off a River Sharks stick. Woolley bats it down, darts up the wall, crashes to the net. Woolley inside, tipped it over the goal, was tripped up by McLendon, flashing through the crease. Nothing called, 1.5 minutes in, second period. Tetro angles it for Woolley, tipped ahead. Falanga crashes after it, McLendon out of the net. Falanga inside, McLendon made the save. It was underneath his pad. Didn't know where it was. Asp to the rescue. Locates Newman right side. Cross-ice pass for Gaeta. And he'll lumberjack it below the Hat-Trick's goal line. Pamelayan engaged behind the net. Spits out Newman. Fights off a stick check. Newman to the slot. Turned aside. And Zinchenko one-hands it ahead. Kept in Falanga. Right wing Falanga inside Zinchenko. Steered away by McLendon at the last moment. Parker leads the break with Peavy. A tie-up in front of the Hat-Trick's bench. Grant Mentis and Pamelayan. Now Rogers and Pamelayan engage at center, and I believe Pamelayan being escorted to the penalty box. River Sharks to their second power play of the night. They're 1 for 1. Newman's goal at 12:59 of the first from Rogers and Klink. Their power play goal. Shots are 15-11 Hat-Tricks. The score 3-2 River Sharks. Right circle draw. River Sharks control. Gesso has scored twice tonight, was turned away, and the puck clapped down the ice. Pamelayan holding at 2:34 of the middle period. Davidson, who had a hat trick back on February 10th, him and Brett Parker, both with hat tricks. That game was on the 9th. The next night on the 10th, it was Klink who had 4. He gave the puck away. McKittrick's in. Glove save McLendon. His best of the night, flashing the leather. Hat-tricks nearly tied the game on the penalty kill. And the former hat-trick McLendon robbing McKittrick. Beautiful save from McLendon. Must feel good. Was not playing much with the hat-tricks early this season, went elsewhere, and starting the second game of this weekend set. So far, he has stopped 14 of 16 hat-trick shots. Zinchenko dancing through. Yao scoops it up and backtracks. Looking for an outlet, short-handed. Connects with Scully. Dumped off Zinchenko, left side, shoots! Kick save, McLendon. Down low, Zinchenko sends it all the way back for Yao. A minute on the kill. He'll sling it down the ice. Gesso retrieves behind the net. Both teams making changes. Outlet pass, Newman. Fumbled the puck. Klink keeps it alive. Climbs the wall. Curls in the corner up top. Powell shot kicked out. A tie-up along the near boards. Zinchenko clears. McLendon dumping off for Powell. Headband pass, Gesso. Weaving through, hands for Klink. Has speed. Left the puck behind. And Harwell swiped it away. Gaeta gave the puck away. River Sharks got it back. Hat-tricks kill it. They have numbers. Out of the box, Pamelayan 3-on-1. Harwell across Falanga. Back for Harwell. In front. It's there along the post. And McLendon's got it up against the side of the net. A couple of whacks after the whistle. Hat-tricks putting on some pressure right as the penalty expired. Top line on. Scully takes the face-off. Ruiz, McKittrick, Yao, and Tetro. Parker kicked. Soilis replaces. 27 against 27. Scully wins. Yao shoots. Snared by McLendon. Hat-tricks enter tonight's game with 58 points, third of the Empire. River Sharks 43 points, fourth in the division, 5 ahead of Watertown for the final playoff spot. This the 8th meeting of the season between the two teams. Hat-tricks have won 4 of the previous 7, including last night 3-2, a stoppage and a trip on Jared Yao. 4:57 into period 2, with the River Sharks leading 3-2. Elmira heads right back to the power play, where they are 1 for 2. Hat-tricks effectively killed off the last River Sharks advantage and had the better of the opportunities. As Pamelayan exited the box, Hat-tricks had a 3-on-1. And McLendon forced to make a few saves. Zinchenko is out there with Scully, LaBelle, and Brown. Hat-tricks give the puck away. Tic-tac passing. Davidson shot it wide. McCullum is on his backside. 20 seconds off the power play. Slap shot. Gesso stopped. And LaBelle can't clear. Gesso flips it up the boards. Inside. Davidson fired wide. Rims around. Powell keeps at the left point. 30 ticks off the power play. Klink across. Gesso blocked. Scully went down to one knee. Inside Davidson. Backhander fanned. LaBelle bangs it off the glass. Bouncing puck kept by Klink. Shoots wide of the left post. Gesso inside Davidson. High slot. Rister deflected wide by Newman. He scored on the power play in the first. 6 minutes into the second period. Bouncing puck out of the zone. 50 seconds on the Yao penalty. Gesso flings it wide. Pressure applied by Ruiz. Gesso crisscrossing with Pozar. Turned away by Ruiz. Available puck. One-handed by Brown. He leads the rush. Brown shouldered by Gesso, who streaks ahead. Peavy up the right wing. Surveys. Drops back Pozar. Banked down low Peavy. Net side shot. Glanced off the side of the goal. Klink, sharp angle off the post and out of play. 12 seconds remaining on the Elmira power play. 13:15 left, second period. 3-2 River Sharks will step aside on the Hat-tricks Digital Network. Danbury-based Chipman, Mizuko, and Emerson is your partner for the road ahead. They provide comprehensive legal guidance for individuals, families, and businesses. CME. Let the pros handle your needs. Domino's is the official pizza of the Danbury Hat-tricks. Thin crust, pepperoni, sausage, you name the topping, and they got it. Domino's, they deliver. Fastenal. Partner with Fastenal to simplify and secure your supply chain needs. They handle a vast range of industrial products, and if you want it, they can get it. The core belief is in the people at Fastenal. They empower their teams to do great things for yours. Grounds Donut House is the featured donut of the Danbury Ice Arena. Stop by the main stand and grab yourself one of the day's featured donuts. As good as it gets, do not miss out. Is your youth hockey team interested in playing in front of 2,000 plus Hat-tricks fans? Well, they can through the Hat-tricks Mites on Ice program. Players participate in a 5-minute mini game. Players also receive a complimentary ticket to the game, plus other exclusive benefits. Email me, Doug Latuca, to get involved. Doug@DanburyHattricks.com. Back in Danbury, 12 seconds remaining on the Jared Yao penalty. Hat-tricks win the face-off, smashed off the glass all the way down. Ruiz in a race. Pozar won it. 13 minutes to go, second period. River Sharks 3, Hat-tricks 2. Free puck, bounced over a River Sharks stick, and it's reset at the neutral zone. Harwell and Ruiz on with DiNicola. Woolley replaces Ruiz. Let's go Hat-tricks chant from the crowd. Woolley at center, plays back for Tetro. Up ahead, DiNicola. Skate to stick, corrals inside the line, slips it, Harwell, shoot, save! McLendon, and he covers the rebound. Shots 20 to 15 in favor of the Hat-Tricks.
Happy birthday, James.
But the River Sharks in front 3-2. Hat-Trick started the scoring early in the first. Elmira rattled off 3 straight goals. Hat-Tricks got one back late in the first to make it a 1-goal game. All 5 goals scored in the opening period. Playoff sides. And the face-off coming outside the Hat-Trick zone. Danbury still without Jacob Ratcliffe and Kyle Gonzalez, both on the IR. Corey Cunningham and Eric Kaufman dealing with injuries. Brandon Stoichevsky was injured last night, held out of the lineup tonight. Hat-Trick's getting back Michael Falanga and Steve Brown tonight. And we've seen Zach Pamelayan play a couple more shifts than he did yesterday. Soilis engages with Yao in the corner, peels off the check, puck stapled to the boards in the far corner. Under 12 remaining, second period, 1-goal game. Zinchenko off to the races, left side, takes it wide, drops off Tetro. Fan on the shot, free puck in front, it's underneath him. And Markle finds some open ice, flutters it through center. Yao stops it, and McKittrick chips it in deep. Scully picks it off, linesman in the way. Here's Ruiz, shoots, scores! Johnny Ruiz with a laser beam to the top left corner. This game is tied. 2 goals last night, 1 tonight. A big one to even the score. Well, the Hat-Tricks need a boost. Mr. Danbury is there to deliver. A turnover just outside the blue line. Scully slipped it for Ruiz, who launched it over the blocker of McLendon. 3-3 game. Hat-Tricks looking for more. Woolley shoots, net is off. McLendon made the save before the whistle, and the face-off headed back inside the Elmira zone. Ruiz with another goal, entered with the team lead, has 25 this season. He extends his point streak to 6, has 7 goals during that span. LaBelle slap shot wide, bangs off the backboards. Gaeta from left to right, inside. Shot was blocked. Rogers fakes, walks middle, shoots. Wide of the left post. LaBelle leads the charge. Quick up DiNicola. Woolley shovels it off the glass, goes after it. Hat-Trick's making a change. River Sharks with some time to set things up. Ruiz notching his 8th goal against Elmira in 5 games. And we continue to mention the dad power. His 10th point in his 5th game since the baby. Woolley left side shoots, stick save, rebound, it goes in! Better to be lucky than good. Woolley will take it, and the Hat-Tricks are back in front. Second goal of the night for Woolley. Hat-Tricks 4, River Sharks 3. They had the numbers. First shot was blocked, and the second one went right off a River Shark standing in the crease. I believe that's number 17, Cody Rogers. Crosses the line. Hat-Tricks with 3 straight goals of their own have hopped back in front. A game that was once 3-1. Elmira has flipped on its head. It's 4 straight goals for the Hat-Tricks. They had 1 at the end of the third and 3 here in the second. Rather, 2 here in the second. The early goal from Scully, Woolley at the end of the first, and Ruiz and Woolley here in the second have made it 4-3. Davidson right wing, centering pass through everyone, picked up by Harwell. McKittrick zips through center, into the zone, right circle, McKittrick shoots. Shoulder save McLendon, rims around, PV chasing, Brown fired it in. Shots are 22-15 Hat-Tricks. They lead 4-3, 9 to play in the second. Powell up the gut, tipped by Soilis, chases after it. Pressed on by LaBelle. Soilis shielding the puck.
Goal! His second of the game and 11th of the season.
PV dumped by Harwell. Puck below the goal line. LaBelle headmans DiNicola. Streaking through center. Looking for reinforcements. Across the grain. Elevated pass. Harwell had his stick lifted by PV. And Rogers races up the right wing. Pass picked off by Tetro. Woolley, who has 2 goals for the Hat-Tricks tonight, starts the rush. DiNicola to Harwell. Slot. Harwell shoots just wide. Chase Harwell left wide open in the low slot. Just a bit off target. Yao pitching in, gloved it down, rims it around. Davis in a foot race with Rogers. Tetro kept it momentarily, and it's swiped out to center where Yao flings it in. Glove down McLendon, turned over Zinchenko, applying pressure. Muka beat to the puck by Tetro. Zinchenko up top, Falanga with some room, walk, shoots! Glove save McLendon. Rebound behind the net, Zinchenko. Low to high, Yao dances, shoots, blocked. Davis gets there first. Falanga lifts the stick, takes a tumble. We play on. Tetro at the right point. Yao shot blocked. Elmira can't clear. Yao shoots. Up in the air, batted at. Falanga's there. And the puck cleared. Hop the stick of Tetro. Yao steps over the line. Worked down by Rogers. Looks, centers, Scully to Ruiz, slapped it over the net. A knuckle puck, didn't get all of it. Scully bangs it for McKittrick, back to Scully, down low, Ruiz scores! He has done it again! Second of the night for the captain, and it's 5-3 Hat-Tricks. The cradle from Johnny Ruiz after he scored. He knows it. Everyone knows it. Father Ruiz is unstoppable. 11 points in 5 games. 7 goals. Wow. What a run for the Hat-Tricks here in the second period. McLendon holds on to it. And the media timeout has hit. Johnny Ruiz dominating again. 5-3 Hat-Tricks. 6:45 to play. We'll step aside of the Hat-Tricks digital network. Todd Maserati Alfa Romeo of Danbury is the premier automobile partner in the Danbury area. Located on Newtown Road, the Bennett family has been putting the community behind the wheel for over 35 years. Dream big. Drive a Maserati or Alfa Romeo. New and pre-owned vehicles available. Let Todd Maserati Alfa Romeo of Danbury be your choice. Dowler Garage in New Preston, specializing in batteries, brakes, and general service. When you're stuck, you're in luck. Call Mike so you don't need a bike. Dowler Garage. Peach Wave of Bethel, located on Greenwood Avenue in Bethel. Peach Wave is your place to go for a quality treat. Frozen yogurt and toppings, it doesn't get much better. Catch a wave, a peach one. Reverie Brewing Company is a featured beverage in the Danbury Ice Arena. Grab a Reverie and don't quit your daydream. When you drink Reverie, anything is possible. Set Fitness is the official gym and training center of the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Pump iron or tone up. Hat-Tricks with 3 straight goals lead 5-3 over the River Sharks. It has been a game of runs here inside the Danbury Ice Arena. Second game of the 2-game set between the Hat-Tricks and the River Sharks has not disappointed. Last night a 3-2 Hat-Tricks victory. They led 3-0 in that one, held on late in the third period after the River Sharks had scored 2 unanswered goals. Tonight the Hat-Tricks took a 1-0 lead, then fell behind 3-1, scored a goal late in the first period to make it 3-2, and have since banged home 3 straight goals here in the second. 4 consecutive for Danbury to pull in front, 5-3. The goal scorers tonight: Scully at 4:09 of the first, Woolley at 17:08 of the opening period, and here in the second, Ruiz at 8:43. Woolley is second at 9:45, and Ruiz with number 2 at 13:13. Left circle face-off, Elmira wins it. Posar looking, shoots. McCollum vacuums it in and holds on. Another goal for Johnny Ruiz. Number 26 on the season, leads the team. Scully with another helper. And talk about helpers, Daniel McKittrick has been an assist machine as of late. Had 2 last night on both Ruiz goals. Grabs another one tonight on the most recent Ruiz score. We thought it would be wacky after that 5-goal first period. Hat-Tricks have since added 3 more and have grabbed the momentum right back. Scully with 3 points, 2 assists, 1 goal. Woolley and Ruiz with 2 goals apiece. Harwell, who scored on the power play last night, has 2 assists tonight. And a slew of other Hat-Tricks contributors to note, helping out on at least one of the Hat-Tricks' 5 goals. Puck in front, McCollum's down. Rogers shoots, whistled it wide. It directs out towards the blue line, batted at, legal play. Tetro lifted the stick, but Dumas plays back for Rogers. Headman pass, angled off the boards. Tetro across to his deep partner, Yao, leads the rush. Ruiz up the middle, Ruiz shoots, scores! Let the Hats fly! Number 3 for Johnny Ruiz. He is red hot. Two last night, 3 tonight. It's just remarkable. You see him cradling the baby once again. Six goals past Frankie McLendon with 5 to play in the second. Johnny Ruiz with 3. Connor Woolley with 2. John Scully with the other. 9 combined goals, and we still have 25 minutes of regulation to play. We had 5 all of last night. None in the final 15 minutes of regulation. Hat-tricks in command. 6-3 lead. Gesso and Harwell for the face-off. Hat-trick for Ruiz. Goals 25, 26, and 27. Gives him a cushion atop the hat-tricks leaderboard this season. A wizard getting it done yet again. 6-3 hat-tricks taking control on a Saturday night in Danbury. We'll take a break on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network. Todd Maserati Alfa Romeo of Danbury is the premier automobile partner in the Danbury area. Mitchell, experience the difference. Mitchell has served the community since 1945. Heating oil, propane, and service for your home or business. Mitchell is ready to serve. Oak Ridge Waste and Recycling has the roots in the community for all of your needs. Residential and commercial, Oak Ridge is the official sanitation partner of the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Hat City Physical Therapy is Danbury, Connecticut's leading provider of physical therapy and orthopedic specialists. Their highly skilled and caring team of licensed therapy providers are focused and committed to restoring your health and well-being so that you can return to the life you enjoy. Hope Plumbing offers a full range of commercial and residential services. Their team can assist you in all aspects of any plumbing-related needs you have. You have hope with Hope Plumbing. Are you looking to purchase Hat-Tricks tickets for an upcoming home game? Call 203-794-1704 or log on to danburyhattricks.com. Get your seats in advance, avoid the lines, and get the seats you want. Hat-Trick 6, River Sharks 3. Under 5 to play, middle period. The Hat-Tricks have scored 4 straight goals after Elmira stormed ahead 3-1 with 3 consecutive of their own. Here's Gaeta behind the defense. In! Hauled down from behind. A whistle and a penalty. The question is, will it be a penalty shot?
Time to go, 15 minutes, 4 seconds of the second period. The captain with the hat-trick.
Abdella ushered to the penalty box. Officials converging at center. And they're going to call it a penalty shot. Primed opportunity for the River Sharks to get back in it, trailing by 3.
Do you want the 7 p.m. Saturday start? 6 p.m.
Gaeta.
7 p.m.
One-on-one with McCullum.
6 p.m.
6-3 Hat-Tricks with the lead. 4:26 to play, second period.
All right, thank you.
Hat-Tricks with 4 straight goals. Coming back from a 3-1 deficit. Gaeta swoops in on the left side. Veers middle, controls and scores. Davide Gaeta pulls the River Sharks within 2. Penalty shot goal. And the River Sharks have some life. They stop the snowball and end the Hat-Tricks goal streak at 5. What a crazy contest tonight. A whistle blew, but it was not on the ice. It was from the stands we play on. LaBelle turned over. Gaeta play off sides. If you're just joining us, welcome. You've missed 10 goals. Hat-Tricks held a 1-0 lead early in the first. River Sharks answered with 3 straight. pushing them up 3-1. Hat-tricks after that got one back at the end of the first, and then scored 4 consecutive here in the second period to take a 6-3 lead. River Sharks connecting on a penalty shot. Gaeta at 15:34 to cut the lead to 2. Another opportunity, bouncing puck. Swept away. Klink darts in right side, shoots off the shaft of the stick of McCullum. Woolley swats it out to center. McKittrick, 3-on-2 for the Hat-tricks. Tetro drags the leg. Crisscrossing Ruiz, slap shot right and off the iron and off the ceiling. Everything Johnny Ruiz touches turns to gold tonight. Really all season. 3 goals tonight, 2 goals last night and an assist. 6 straight games with a point. Might not even be red hot. He might be orange hot. Right circle draw, Yao. Dips it down low, Davis shoots. Engulfed by McLendon. And he covered the rebound. Shots are 27-21 Hat-tricks. Falanga with Zinchenko and Davis. Yao and Tetro man the back end. Bank pass, Yao walks the wall, pitchforks it down low. Falanga in a board battle with Pozar. Rogers prying for it for Elmira. Gesso below the goal line as well. Gesso pries it free. Glides into the zone. Stick check. Yao, he went down. And a penalty. And after the whistle, Gesso flopped backwards as to indicate that Yao had flopped himself. Officials discussing once again. As of now, it appears that Gesso is the only member heading to the box. Gesso with 2 goals in the first period. Newman and Gaeta, the other 2 for the River Sharks. The Hat-tricks goal scorers are Scully, Woolley with 2, and Ruiz, the hat-trick. Danbury back to the power play. They struck in the first. It was Scully who takes the face-off. Joining number 27 in orange is Ruiz, Harwell, McKittrick, and LaBelle. The big D-man across for McKittrick. Straight away LaBelle winds, fires and scores! Pinpoint accuracy. Josh LaBelle reinstalls the 3-goal lead. Line back and let it go. Josh LaBelle continues to hum. LaBelle scored on the 18th of February, hadn't scored a goal since December 30th. So 2 goals in about a week. 1 in Watertown, 1 here in Danbury. And it is 7-4 Hat-tricks. LaBelle with his 2nd point of the night, a goal and an assist. A River Shark down behind the Hat-tricks net will result in an Elmira power play. I believe that is Gesso. Rather, that is Stephen Klink. Back to his skates. Dustin heading to the penalty box. The goals coming in bunches. What a second period. 6 goals in the middle frame. 5 belonging to the Hat-tricks. Henning interference in the box. Elmira can draw back to 2 once again. 2:15 the reading on the clock, second period. Brown killing the penalty with Ruiz, McKittrick, and Yao.
Dustin Gesso. That was for tripping at 17 minutes 5 seconds in the second period. Gesso for tripping.
Gesso was in the box for tripping. That led to the hat-trick's 7th goal of the night. A power play score. And the slap shot from LaBelle. 3rd goal of the year for the 6'6" D-man. Points in 5 straight games. Reached that mark on the assist earlier on. Davidson steps over the line, feathers it across Klink, return pass, knocked down by Scully. He'll sling it down. And McLendon behind the net. Drops off for Gesso. Zinchenko ran into Gesso, who was looking for a call, doesn't get it from the official, slams his stick down. Gallardo weaving through center. Gesso at the blue line, curls back at the right point. Across, wrist shot from Powell, blocked. Kept moving along the kick plate. Yao crashes into Klink. Under a minute to play, 20 seconds of the power play. Spits out Gesso. Across Powell, walks, flung it across for Klink, who settles a bouncing puck. Turns, shoots, wide. Rebound Powell in the corner. Up top Gesso, skate to stick, shoots, kick save, rebound. Oh, McCullum made another one on Gallardo. 30 in the period. Klink winds, blocked. Gesso a second chance. Ramps into the netting and a whistle. Connor McCullum looked a bit uncomfortable early in this game when it was 3-1 River Sharks. He settled in for sure. 2 of the best saves of the night from Connor McCullum. Right pad save and the second one off the blocker with him in a near split. 25 ticks in the second period. Hat-trick 7, River Sharks 4. Elmira had 3 consecutive goals in the first period. Hat-tricks did him 2 better here in the second with 5 straight. Elmira netting one on a penalty shot to stop the run, but the hat-tricks with the most recent goal, LaBelle on the power play. Final 20 seconds, Harwell shoots, grazed off the glove of McLendon and into the netting. Sets up an offensive zone face-off for Danbury.
Special welcome. The couple of the game, Karen and Jerry. You're the couple of
Harwell
the game.
now on the ice with Davis and Falanga, replacing Zinchenko for this right circle draw. LaBelle and Tetro are the defensemen. Parker and Harwell. Danbury wins it. LaBelle flips it off a leg pad. Davis in pursuit, bouncing puck with 10. Newman lofts it through center. LaBelle swats at it. 3 seconds. Falanga took a penalty. His stick got lodged in the skate of Parker. They didn't call a penalty. They did not. 0.8 of a second. And that's it for period number 2. I apologize. I thought, and by the reaction of Falanga, that Falanga was destined to head to the penalty box, but that's not the case. And the period ends 7-4. Hat-tricks in front. Complete domination. And a turn of the tides in this middle period. Hat-tricks with 4 straight goals in this second period, 5 consecutive overall if you go back to the end of the first. Elmira got back on a penalty shot, which at the time made it a 2-goal contest, but since then, LaBelle on the power play extend the lead back to 3. Action everywhere you turn. What a night of hockey. 11 goals already. We still have 20 minutes in regulation. The hat-tricks goal scorers, Scully, Woolley with 2, Ruiz with 3, and LaBelle. 2 power play goals for the hat-tricks, 1 for the River Sharks. We can list some of the hat-tricks box score stats right now while we take a look at the TK's shootout in between the second and third period. Scully has 4 points tonight, a goal and 3 assists. Harwell with 3 helpers, Ruiz with the hat trick, LaBelle a goal and an assist. Woolley has 2 goals. Yao, Falanga, DiNicola, McKittrick, Henning, and Tetro with assists. It's almost easier to list who doesn't have a point tonight. That's Abdella, Davis, Zinchenko, Brown, and Pamelayan. And if things continue on the trend that they have tonight, everyone in the lineup will end up on the score sheet. Herm Sorcher leading the intermission activities. As always, he did ask the fans if they preferred the 6 p.m. puck drop as opposed to the 7 o'clock drop. And booze rained down. 6 p.m. has been a popular starting time across the league, especially on Saturday night. And the crowd pretty full.
Yes, please. All right. Fans, what do you think about this guy? Can he do it?
And they've been treated to quite the hockey game. 3-goal hat-tricks lead. Shot from center ice. If the puck goes in, everyone in attendance gets 5 free wings from TK's American Cafe. 76 amazing wing flavors on White Street. Absolutely delicious. You got to try the hat-tricks wings. Tough to describe the flavor, but all I could say is they're a must-try. For 5 wings, he scored. Third time's a charm. And now it's Chuck-a-Puck time. This game has been turned on its head. 3-2 after 1. Try 6 goals in the second. Flipping this game around, 7-4 hat-tricks. The offensive floodgates have opened up. And if you think back to the early games between these teams, 6-5, 8-1, 6-1, 7-3, and 6-3. You don't even have to go all the way back to the early games. You could go as recent as February 9th and 10th. Both of these teams have had no problems scoring on each other. Tonight, no different. The only outlier was last night, 3-2 hat-tricks win and a 4-2 River Sharks victory on December 16th. Hat-tricks have taken 4 of the 7 previous matchups and are on their way to their 5th victory over Elmira and their 4th consecutive win. That would be one heck of a way to start off this 9-game homestand. Hat-tricks not done this weekend. 3 o'clock puck drop. First place Binghamton enters the building tomorrow night. So if you missed out tonight, if you're not in the building, bring out the family tomorrow. We would love to see you, and you can skate with the hat-tricks after the final horn sounds. You don't need skates. You can bring your own, but we'll have skates for you. Skate around with some of the hat-tricks players, hoping for a victory, and that one would be a big 2 or 3 points over the Black Bears as the hat-tricks continue their push for the playoffs. 15 points up on Elmira for 3rd place, but just 7 behind Motor City. We will get you the out-of-town scoreboard at the start of that 3rd period, opening media timeout. We will take a look around the league. But as for the hat-tricks, catching Binghamton, they are 25 behind the Black Bears for 1st place with 83 points. It would be miraculous if the Hat-Tricks caught up to the Black Bears, who have lost some players as of late. Transactions have been a topic of conversation for Binghamton over the last week or so. But Binghamton seems to be on a bit of a magical run in the beginning of the season. Hat-Tricks will meet up with them another 5 times, including tomorrow, once in March, and 3 times in April, including the season finale at home on the 12th of April. Chuck-a-puck time is over. Only one puck found its way into the bucket. Wow, typically you get 3 or 4. Sometimes you need 2 hands to count how many pucks found their way to the bottom of the barrel. Only one winner tonight. And that's how the Chuck-a-puck ends on a Saturday night here in Danbury. Last night was Landscaper Appreciation Night, solid turnout. It was presented by Yard Goats Landscaping and Construction. Do you like your grass green or do you want weeds? Yard Goats Landscaping and Construction services Fairfield and Litchfield County. Their specialties are tree service, excavation, patios, decks, and making your grass happy. Check out yardgoats.io and get green with the team. 2 periods in the books. 11 goals scored, 7 for your Hat-Tricks. We'll step aside. They'll shovel the pucks off the ice, send out the Zamboni, and we'll press play on period number 3. About 15 minutes from now, we'll rejoin you here on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network. welcome back inside the Danbury Ice Arena. I hope you had plenty of time to towel off and get ready for period 3. Through 40, 11 goals on the scoreboard. 5 in the first period. River Sharks carried a 3-2 lead into the second. And the Hat-Tricks flipped this game on its head. 5 of the next 6 goals belonging to the Hat-Tricks. At one point, Danbury had rattled off 5 straight going back to the first when Woolley cut the Elmira lead to 1. Goal scorers all over the place for the Hat-Tricks. A couple of guys with multiple scores, including the captain, Johnny Ruiz, a 4-point night, 3 goals and an assist. Chase Harwell with 3 assists. Scully with a goal and 2 assists. Connor Woolley with 2 goals as well. And we mentioned there are just 5 players in the Hat-Tricks lineup that have not recorded a point. 2 defensemen, Abdella and Brown, Davis, Zinchenko, and Pamelayan. Period number 3 of this back and forth affair. 7-4 Hat-Tricks. Second game of the weekend set. And the middle game of this Hat-Tricks 3-3 weekend. Binghamton in town tomorrow at 3 p.m. Hat-Tricks move left to right as they did in the first. Shots 28-30 in favor of the River Sharks. Have been so used to reading it with the Hat-Tricks in front because for the majority of tonight they have been in front, but the River Sharks starting to apply some pressure. Connor McCullum sharp after allowing 3 straight in that first period. River Sharks jumped to that 3-1 lead. Since then has given up just the 1 on the penalty shot at 15:34 of the second period. Hat-Tricks trying to extend their winning streak to 4. They have points in 4 consecutive games going back to last weekend in Watertown. Streaky season for Danbury. Prior to this winning streak, had dropped 5 in a row. DiNicola racing after it. Hat-Tricks arguing that McLendon came out of the net, which would have negated the icing. Hat-Tricks being told they can change because the face-off has been shifted to center ice, meaning the officials made a mistake. So they correct the call. And the face-off at the Hat-Tricks center ice logo. Gesso and Harwell. Gesso sweeps it back. Chipped off the boards. Yao D to Tetro. Headman Woolley twirls, accepts. Sidesteps a collision with his own man Harwell. Now Harwell right side. In front, DiNicola chipped it over the net. Another gorgeous passing play between those 3 Hat-Tricks forwards. The second line in sync tonight and going back to yesterday. Chase Harwell back in the lineup. Hadn't played since January 20th before re-entering yesterday. Powell backtracks at the red line, flips it in. McCullum taps it for Tetro. 1:30 off the clock, third period. Davis spilled along the near boards. He gets back to his skates, plays the puck, has DiNicola in front, late to recognize, whips it ahead. That is Sammy Bernard in net, not Frankie McLendon, who started the game for Elmira. It was Bernard who caught the loss last night in that 3-2 Hat-Tricks victory. In that game, Bernard made 39 saves on 42 shots. Davis finishing his check behind the net. Meanwhile, Ruiz finds Henning, streaks in, shoots! Save Bernard, a bit of a fumble, and then he covers. We were told at the start of the period that Elmira was not making a goaltending change. That's not the case. They have. So McLendon finishes the game facing 31 shots He allowed 7 goals. And Sammy Bernard replaces to start the third period. River Sharks very much in this game, especially with the way that it's gone. It's been all runs. It was Elmira with 3 straight, and then the hat-tricks with 5 consecutive, and 6 of 7 in that second period. Scully's slapper waffled aside by Bernard. Turned over in deep. Markle lift the stick of Scully. Dumas tied up with Scully, and LaBelle snaps it in. Snared by Bernard. And a cover. Sets up an ozone face-off for the hat-tricks. And that second line right back on. Harwell, Woolley, and DiNicola. Hat-tricks after starting the month of February 0-3-2 have won 3 consecutive games, 2 in Watertown, last night here in Danbury. A collision in front of the hat-tricks bench. Puck trickles into the Elmira zone, and Asp leads the charge. Plenty of real estate. Darts in through the legs of LaBelle. Asp corrals far corner. Centers tipped away by Brown. Glove down by DiNicola, but Gesso swung and missed. DiNicola streaking up the left side. Curls back. Picked off. And LaBelle intercepts and walks in. DiNicola overskated. Gets to it first at the right point. And his pass taken in by the River Sharks. Gaeta sends it cross ice, and a penalty. A retaliation call. Harwell and Gesso were barking at each other, and Gesso swatted his stick at the shin pad of Harwell as Chase was going to the bench, and Gesso called for the penalty. Hat-tricks have 2 power play goals tonight. They are 2 for 3 on the man advantage and have power play goals in 5 consecutive games. 12 over their last 52 are the hat-tricks on the man advantage. Went 1 for 6 last night, 2 for 3 so far tonight. Far circle draw. Top unit on. Scully, Harwell, Ruiz, McKittrick, and LaBelle. Scully and Peavy were kicked. Parker beats Ruiz.
River Sharks penalty to number 22, Dustin Gesso. He receives 2 minutes for slashing. Time penalty, 3 minutes, 44 seconds in the third period.
4 minutes erased, third period. 7-4 hat-tricks. Looking to extend the lead on the power play. LaBelle at the controls for the hat-tricks. Has the hat-tricks' most recent goal. It was on the power play at 17-14 of the second. Ruiz, who has a hat-trick already, inside Harwell. Left side, shot, save, and the rebound spits out to the point. LaBelle at the line, across McKittrick. Ruiz, slap shot block, rebound! Hit off of Bernard. Elmira clears. Ruiz took a stick up high on a follow-through. Harwell straddles the line, steps inside, bangs it for LaBelle. Skate to stick, DiNicola, return LaBelle straight away. Slapper scores! It's either LaBelle or McKittrick, who is stationed in front. Hat-tricks lead by 4. Third power play goal of the night for the hat-tricks. They are scorching on the man advantage. 13 for their last 53 on the power play are the hat-tricks, and LaBelle in the middle of it yet again. Ruiz had a couple opportunities. Bernard made some saves, and LaBelle putting the puck towards the net, and McKittrick getting his stick on it, tipped it past Bernard, and it's a 4-goal Hat-Tricks lead. Danbury's largest lead of the night. LaBelle sprinting after it, Soilus on his back. Davis kissed it off the glass. Muka knocked it down. Henning supports. Self-pass up the right wing. Sails it across, too far for Falanga. Bernard out of the net, kept it moving along the kick plate. Henning at the right point, hopped his stick out to center. And Woolley, who's got 2 goals tonight, plays back for Jared Yao. Sidesteps a stick check. Hands off Zinchenko, poked ahead, swatted down. Zinchenko to Harwell, looking, up top Yao. Winds, fires, blocked to the far corner. Harwell, low left Woolley. For Zinchenko cycling in the zone. D to D, Yao. Pass down low, Zinchenko missed. Rebound, swept in front. Woolley, up top Tetro, shoots, goal! Sam Tetro, his first goal was a hat-trick. 9-4 Danbury. I'm not gonna say I called it earlier. A couple hours before the puck drop, I said, hey Sammy, how about your first pro goal tonight? There it is. The 9th for the Hat-Tricks in this contest. He settled near the blue line and snapped it through the wickets of Bernard. What a night. Everyone patting the back of Sam Tetro, the rookie D-man. What a night here inside the Danbury Ice Arena. 13 combined goals, 9 for the Hat-Tricks. Fans are loving it. An outlet for Zinchenko. Markle shouldered him off the puck. Zinchenko got it back. Brown snaps it below the goal line. Davis in a foot race, wheels it below the goal line.
And number 18, Nick DeNicola.
It's rainbowed through center. LaBelle flips it up the boards. Possession given right back to the Hat-Tricks. Headman for McKittrick. Step off sides. And we have hit the first media timeout of the third period. A wacky, wild ride it has been so far tonight. 3 more goals for the Hat-Tricks here in period number 3. It is 9-4 Danbury, and what a night. Here in Danbury, 13 combined goals. Let's take a look around the league at some of the scores in the Federal Prospects Hockey League. As of 8 p.m., the Rockers leading Columbus 4-2. That's significant. The River Dragons have won 16 straight. Hat-Tricks are 7 behind Motor City for second place. Watertown, wow, that's a shocker. Up 1-0 on the Black Bears. They did lead last night against Binghamton, but fell in the end. As we keep going, the Baton Rouge Zydeco 3-0 over the Blue Ridge Bobcats. And Mississippi is being trounced by second place Carolina 6-0 thanks to Dowler Garage for the score updates. Carolina trying to keep pace with 75 points, second in the Continental. 92 for Columbus. Very similar situations in both the Empire and the Continental. Columbus and Binghamton leading the way, the rest of the teams following. Hat-Tricks 9, River Sharks 4. 13 combined goals. Danbury with its largest lead of the night. A game that was once 3-1 Elmira. Hat-tricks scored 5 straight goals at the end of the first and into the second. 6 of the next 7 the Hat-trick scored. Elmira drew back within 2, but then the Hat-tricks pulled away with a power play goal late in the second. And a couple more here in the third.
Time to go 6 minutes, 5 seconds in the third period. Tetro, his first from Williams and Checo at 6:05.
Hey, Vince, tomorrow, 3 o'clock start. Remember, skate with the team after the game. That's right. Skate with the Hat-tricks after.
At the red line, Markle slaps it in. Fought off by McCullum. Popped in the air. Brown got there. Grant Mentis in front. Deflected wide. As Soilis was in the slot. Woolley the other way. DiNicola's stick was swatted out of his hands. Meanwhile, LaBelle shoots. Grazed off the blocker of Bernard. Soilis flubs it ahead. Long reach of LaBelle knocked it down. Harwell cross ice intended for DiNicola. Woolley scoops it up and leads Harwell. Straddling the line. Pressed along the boards by Markle. Sends it in. Darts to the bench. Zinchenko and Pozar behind the net. Pozar took a tumble. Zinchenko fighting off a check. Up top, Tetro. Across for Yao. Fakes the shot, unloads off the end boards. Tetro keeps at the right point. Whips it across. Yao. Around Parker. Keeps it moving. Tetro. Almost lost his footing. Sends it the other way. Davis with 11:15 on the clock. Davis. Up the middle, turned away. Klink. Lead pass for Davidson, and Tetro got back, swept it away. Hand pass on the Hat-tricks, and a whistle blows it dead. With about 11 minutes to play, third period, shots 35-33 Hat-tricks. 9 goals for Danbury. An offensive barrage. Two goals in the third, 5 in the second, 2 in the first, for a total of 9. 3 for Elmira in the first, 1 in the second, none here in the third. Elmira wins the draw, they keep it at the line. Wrist shot gloved by McCullum. McCullum making his 30th start of the season. He's started 5 of the last 6 games. This is his 7th start against Elmira. He has started every game against the River Sharks. A 27-year-old goaltender has allowed 2 goals in his last 2 starts. Both victories. Previous 7 starts had allowed 3+ goals. He has been, for the most part, the consistent #1 goalie for the Hat-tricks this season. Picking up his play at the right time once again. Harwell collects, centers, up top Henning. Straddles the line, blasts away, glove save. Harwell pulls, shoots, blocked by Asp. Directs near side, chopped by Klink on the backhand. His 3rd effort swept to the blue line. And Davidson up the right wing, releases, glove save McCullum. And after the whistle, Henning and Davidson shouldering each other. Nothing further as Abdella pulls Henning away. Fans retreated to a tight, competitive 3-2 final last night. Hat-tricks win tonight. Danbury with its largest lead of the contest, 5. After trailing 3-1. They have taken over. Whacked off the glass. Markle corrals a rolling puck. Grant Mentis collided with Woolley. Kozar weaving through center. Picked off. Headman over the blade of Harwell. And it's an icing on the Hat-Tricks. But we've hit the media timeout here inside the Danbury Ice Arena, so the Hat-Tricks can catch their breath. Defensive zone face-off when we come back on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network. Since 1881, Omaha Beef Company has been supplying the Danbury community with meat and beef. Located on Maple Avenue, they are the featured product in the Danbury Ice Arena. When you say Omaha Beef Company, you mean top of the line. Tixer is the official ticketing partner of the Danbury Hat-Tricks and Danbury Ice Arena. Log on and get your seats today. Great service and easy to use. Tri-State Legacy Group is an insurance group that focuses on putting your family needs first. Consult with them today and set your plan for the future. They care about people over products. It's that simple. Twister's Ice Cream Cafe. Located in New Fairfield, Twister's features 32 different flavors of ice cream. This season, they're featured at the Danbury Ice Arena. Stop by and visit their stand. Get sprinkled. Bold Move Logistics is a family-owned and operated delivery service provider exclusively for Amazon. As a team, they deliver packages the last mile to your doorstep. Check them out on the concourse level at the Danbury Arena and inquire about joining their team. Hat-Tricks 9, River Sharks 4. More than midway through the third period, shots 36-35, Hat-Tricks. Yes, folks, it's not a typo. 13 combined goals in this game. And the Hat-Tricks on the right end of a 5-goal advantage. Puck pinballed around, received by LaBelle. Backhand flick, Dina Kohler, return for LaBelle. He'll retreat to his defensive position with the Hat-Tricks leading by 5. Soilis wipes it into the Hat-Trick zone. 9 minutes remaining, third period. Ruiz with 3 goals, Woolley with 2. Other goal scorers, McKittrick, LaBelle, Tetro, and Scully. What a night. And the Hat-Tricks offense has been out in full force over the last couple of games. Yes, the 3-2 win last night, but you go back to the Watertown victory, 7-2 and 5-1. And it all sort of connects with Johnny Ruiz in the lineup. He got the party going for the most part yesterday and has done it again tonight. Centering try. Battled for. Skated out by the River Sharks. Cross corner dump. Muka beats Tetro to it. Whips it around Newman. Hands off Parker, weaves out of trouble. Low right, around the net on the backhand. Stuff in try through the crease. Newman, stapled to the boards by Falanga. And Zinchenko lofts it to center. It's sent back in by Asp. Tetro finds Yao through the middle. McKittrick. Gallieta wins a battle, goes wide on Tetro. They engage in the corner. Puck is left for Dumas. Klink at the right point, shoots wide, bangs off the end boards, and McKittrick leads the rush. Scully up the gut, flips it on, and Bernard opts for the whistle.
I want to make sure that Andrew Panos, happy birthday, Andrew. Happy birthday, Andrew.
Hat-Tricks back in action tomorrow, 3 p.m. start right here in Danbury. It's the third game of the weekend, third game of this Hat-Tricks 9-game homestand. Unbelievable. The scheduling this season, after Danbury plays 9 straight here at the DIA, he'll play 4 straight on the road, including a trip to Wytheville, first time this season. The Blue Ridge Bobcats making a couple of moves. Nikita Ivashkin, Stephen Ford, the former River Shark. Ivashkin, a name that Hat-Trick fans know well. Top Black Bears point producer. And now wearing the blue and yellow in Wytheville. Combined 72 shots on the board. Hat-Tricks with 2 more than the River Sharks. 6.5 the reading on the clock. Danbury in front by 5. DiNicola nudges it out to center. Harwell in stride, left wing. Scoops it in. They battle to a side. It's pitched to the corner and a whistle immediately. A couple of nudges behind the net. Believe both players will be penalized. The only one going to the box is Nick DiNicola of the Hat-Tricks. Roughing the call at 12:56. Period 3. And the River Sharks can get back within 4 with a power play goal here. River Sharks have 1 goal on the power play tonight and a penalty shot goal back in the second period. Elmira wins the draw, but out of the zone. River Sharks tonight are 1 for 4 on the power play. But leaks out of the zone. River Sharks forced to reset. And the Hat-Tricks launch it down. 20 seconds off the River Sharks power play. 5.5 left in the period. Gesso, 2 goals tonight. Dancing. Turned away by Brown, who storms ahead, pressured Powell. Gesso picked off by Falanga, who gains the line. 2-on-1, Falanga in front. Zinchenko stopped by Bernard. Already paces the team, and Shorty's with 3, would have been his 4th. Gesso drops off. Newman releases, deflected by Gesso wide. Low to high. Klink for Gesso, through him. Newman shovels it for Gesso. LaBelle, 1 hands ahead, races after it. And Pozar twirling back. Right up the gut. Klink, toe dragged, left the puck, and Abdella skates it to safety. Harwell finishes it off and flings it down the ice. Grant Mentis, shifty move, cross corner dump. Scully beat Gaeta to the puck and wrists it the length. Final 10 of the power play. Last 4 minutes of regulation. Hat-Tricks with a commanding 5-goal lead. On their way to their 4th straight win. 2nd straight at home. Delayed offside on the Hat-Tricks. Elmira turns it over. Harwell for DiNicola. Glued to the boards, in front, Willie turns, shoots, shoulder save Bernard. Tetro for Woolley, net side, chance, pad save Bernard. Harwell was all alone. He has it back, cuts inside, off the side of the goal. Harwell has it, flings it. Raised off of a River Shark. Harwell, quick release. Grant Mentis with the fishbowl in front of the Hat-Tricks bench. Ridden into the boards by Yao, and everything could boil over. Grant Mentis in rough shape in front of the Hat-Tricks bench. Yao being ushered off the ice. They came together. Grant Mentis was in a vulnerable spot, and he rushes to the locker room. And kudos to the guys on the ice, especially on the Elmira side, for not exploding, because that could have led to an eruption. We'll document everything when we come back. Final timeout of the third. 9-4 Hat-Tricks on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network. Vision Designs, the official merchandiser of the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Vision Designs is a full-service screen printing, embroidery, signage, and promotional company locally owned and operated in Brookfield. Vision Designs is the hometown company with the national power. Check them out at visiondesignsct.com. Decker Tool Rental is the official full-service equipment rental shop, providing a complete line of quality equipment to all types of contractors, tradesmen, and do-it-yourselfers. Visit them today at 84 Federal Road in Danbury or on the web at deckertoolrental.com. Kafala Coffee. Real coffee? Good coffee? No, great coffee. Plus hot chocolate right on the concourse level at the Danbury Ice Arena. Kafala Coffee. Stay warm this winter. Clancy Moving and Relocation. Moving is stressful, but it doesn't have to be. Call Clancy and let them do the heavy lifting for you. Resident and commercial services, plus other services such as storage. Remember, Clancy is fancy. While we were away, Brown was sent to the locker room as well. A lot of jawing back and forth between the two benches. Section 102, rowdy as always, right behind Elmira's bench. 5-goal game. You could tell Jared Yao regretted that hit afterwards with a substantial lead. Grant Mentis was in a tough spot, racing after the puck, one-handed it in and was a bit off balance. Yao contributed to it and smeared him along the boards. Gesso chatting it up with the Hat-Tricks bench, and Gesso has been the center of a lot over these two games thus far, and now pointing at the Hat-Tricks bench. It's a one versus all with Gesso. He is not in a position of power at this point, although he has scored twice tonight. Got on the board yesterday as well. They're still sorting things out. It's a 5-minute penalty on the board for Yao. It might take some time to sort things out. Officials are relaying the information to both benches. Final 3:08 of regulation. 5-goal Hat-Tricks lead. No players on the ice. You can see in the bottom right corner, 102, getting some reactions from the Elmira bench. It has 5 minutes on the board for Pamelaine, 55, and 2 for Markle of Elmira. I don't see how that's right. Yao committed the hit. And then Brown was also sent off. Either way, it's 4-on-4 hockey, I believe, for the next 2 minutes. And then Elmira will head to the power play for 3 minutes. It's a major penalty if what's on the board is correct. Elmira could score as many times. Newman, backhand try, went wide. Newman hauled down, wanted a call, doesn't get it. Falenga up the right wing, gains the line, curls, spins on ass, holding off the check, and the net came off.
Time of penalty, 16 minutes, 52 seconds for the third period. Now a 5-minute major and a game misconduct.
Now a 5-minute major and a game misconduct.
Merkel, roughing, and abusing official at 16:52 in the third.
There's a cross check on Yao. Pamelaine gets boarding. You know, we will decipher this a bit later. It seems as though things have shifted off the rails here in Danbury. 2:41 remaining in regulation. 1:33 to go on this 4-on-4. And a left circle face-off. Abdella, left wing rolling puck. Swirls, locates Tetro, shoots wide. Picked up his first pro goal earlier in this game. Rimmed around Tetro. Through him, kept it in the zone. Zinchenko 1-on-2. Abdella has Woolley ahead. It was an elevated pass he could not control. He was behind the Elmira defense who was changing. And we've hit 2 minutes to go. 9-4 hat-tricks with the lead. We want to get the penalties correct for you. It's Yao, 5-minute major and a game misconduct for boarding. They gave Brown a 10-minute misconduct for abuse of an official. Parker at the left point. Up top, Pozar switches spots with Parker. Drops off for Klink, still 4-on-4. Henning chips and chases. One hand's ahead, a race for it. Rolling puck. Henning's in, shoots, saved by Bernard. A whistle, and could we see our second penalty shot of the night? No, they call it a hook. So now, how do things shape up? We mentioned the hat-tricks penalties, Yao and Brown. Markle, 2 minutes for roughing. That explains the 4-on-4 and a 10-minute misconduct for abuse of an official. Timeout Danbury, leading 9-4 to the power play. 1:18 left on the clock. Topsy-turvy night here in Danbury. Patrick's had an argument for a penalty shot there. Henning was in the clear. It's a trip either way. I believe that sets the hat-tricks up on the power play for 10 seconds, and then we'll go back to even hockey for about another minute 50. It will be a 5-on-5 until the whistle, if my estimations are correct. Well, they are not. It's a 4-on-3 hat-tricks power play for the next 10 seconds. And then both players will hop out onto the ice, making it a 5-on-4. Woolley Shoots, deflected, wide by Abdella. Back to even. Play in front, McKittrick shoots, safe, rebound, score!
Let's go!
Josh Lavelle with the exclamation point. 10-4 hat-tricks. Another power play goal for the hat-tricks. Second of the night for LaBelle on the man advantage. Fourth power play goal out of 10 total for the hat-tricks tonight. And our scoreboard can barely handle it. 10-4. 4-on-4 for the final 55 seconds. Absolute madness here in Danbury. Tetro floats it in, steered away by Bernard. Final 35 seconds. LaBelle second. Shot from Abdella, ramped off of his stick. Abdella with an assist on that goal. Pass across, shot went wide. 19 minutes, 1 second is the time of the goal for LaBelle. Last time the hat-trick scored 10 or more goals was October 10th of 2022 against Delaware. The most this season for the hat-tricks. They've reached it tonight. Extracurriculars after the whistle. Final 12 seconds of the game. Davis's night is over. He's off the ice. Most goals in a game was October 10th, 2022. 12 against Delaware, a 12-5 win. And the hat-tricks too shy of the franchise record, but they'll take 10 for sure. More penalties handed out, final 12 seconds. If you want more information, you can check out the game report once we sign off. And once it's finalized, signed by the officials as they sift through all of the infractions. Fans singing here at the Danbury Arena as we crawl to the finish line. This is what you call a commanding victory. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the hat-tricks. 2 straight wins to start the 9-game homestand. 4 consecutive wins for the Danbury hat-tricks. And they do it in dominant fashion. .5 seconds left. Billy McQuarrie is talking it over with the officials. Hat-tricks don't want to get tagged with any late penalties that could result in suspensions. Danbury's dealt with enough of those this season. McQuarrie nodding in approval. Hat-tricks with 3 skaters on, River Sharks with 4. It's a 6-goal hat-tricks advantage, largest lead of the night. When will this game end? Approaching 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Scully and Dumas for the faceoff. Danbury wins it. LaBelle fires down. And the last 7 seconds tick off. A dominant win for the Danbury Hat-Tricks. 10 goals, the most this season, and a 10-4 pounding. A night where Frankie McLendon returned to Danbury, allowed 7 goals through the first 2 periods. Hat-Tricks scored 10 overall, 3 more in the third for their largest victory of the season. 41 shots, 10 goals, 4 straight wins, and they start the 9-game home stretch off right with back-to-back victories. A chance to sweep the weekend with Binghamton coming to town tomorrow. Samuel Tetro raises the Litchfield victory barrel, grabbed his first goal of the season, his first professional goal. All smiles here in Danbury. All but 3 hat-tricks got on the score sheet tonight. A night of cheers and celebration. And the best part, hat-tricks are right back at it tomorrow. Standing ovation as the hat-tricks leave the ice. If you like goals, tonight was for you. What an atmosphere, what a crowd. Saturday night hockey in Danbury, doesn't matter if it's a 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 10 p.m., whatever it is, the Hat-Tricks faithful are gonna come out in full force. They did again tonight, and they celebrated 10 Hat-Tricks goals. 2 shy of the franchise record of 12. Johnny Ruiz, a hat-trick, 5 goals on the weekend. Connor Woolley with 2. And a slew of others contributing.
And now, the 3 stars,
3 stars announced here in Danbury.
Tonight's 3rd star from the Hat-Tricks with 31 saves.
Connor McCullum, 2nd night. He's a star in front of the home fans. 31 saves on 35 shots. Really settled down after the Hat-Tricks fell in a 3-1 hole.
2nd star from the Hat-Tricks.
A lot to choose from here. And they'll go with Connor Woolley, 2 goals and 2 assists. He had been held off the score sheet for 4 straight games. What a way to welcome yourself back. 4 points.
And tonight's
3 separate players for the Hat-Tricks with 4 points. One of them, the number 1 star, the captain, Johnny Ruiz, 3 goals and an assist. What hasn't he done? What can he accomplish? The Hat-Tricks go as Johnny Ruiz go. Replay of one of his goals through the 5-hole of McLendon.
On behalf of the players and
what a night.
We thank you for your support and ask that you please
Ruiz cradling the baby to a 10-4 victory. What a night in Danbury. The good news, there's more hockey tomorrow. I don't know if I'll have a voice after 10 goals tonight. An exciting game yesterday, but we'll be on the air at 3 p.m. First place Binghamton is in the house. 3rd game of the weekend. Buy your tickets at DanburyHattricks.com. You can also bring your skates tomorrow and skate with the team. After the conclusion of the game, players will stay on the ice and participate. You can pick up some skates at the rental area, free of charge, and participate in the Hat-Tricks Skate with the Team promotion. That about does it for us here on the Hat-Tricks Digital Network. What a wacky night. Hat-Trick scored 10 goals, 14 overall in the game, 40-plus shots for Danbury, and a 10-4 victory. Thanks for all the help behind the scenes to Jordan Simmons, Lexi Berkey, Bella Meischel, Calvin Savoya, and everyone else who's had a hand in tonight's broadcast and this 6-goal victory. I'm Doug Latuca, saying have a great rest of your night, Hat-Tricks fans. Danbury wins it 10-4. We'll talk again 3 p.m. puck drop. Hat-Tricks and Blackburn.